Welcome, welcome one and all to another edition of Coventry United TV on the road today here in beautiful Cambridgeshire. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon as the players make their way onto the field. Coventry United in their changed attire of white and purple, and Histon in red and black stripes. Let's get you into the starting lineups as we are set to get this United Counties League Premier Division South fixture underway for Coventry United this afternoon. Number 13, Dan Moore. Number 2, Ben Valance. 3, Steph Morley. 4, Chris Cox. 5, James Ritson. 6, Scott Hammond. 7, Cameron Dunn. 8, Charlie Shaw. Number 9, Ryan Howell, red and greens. Number 12, Abdul Samonu. Number 14, Benji Adamarco. 15, Riley Devoyle. Number 16, James. Number 17, Josh O'Grady. And for our hosts here at Bridge Road, Histon's lineup is as follows. Number 1, Jake West. 2, Guy Motley. 3, Charlie Black. 4, Luke Crisp. 5, the captain, Max York. 6, Carl Saffrey. 7, Aidan Tockley. 8, Danny Setchell. Number 9, Marley Fisher. 10, Tom Binder. 11, Danny Bulk. Substitutes for the Stoots this afternoon. Number 12, Joe Greenslade Cross. 14, Dawid Siek. 15, Jake Holman. 16, Alex Stevens-Lee. And number 17, Jacob Dixon. Well, can Coventry wrap up their third consecutive win after that opening day 1-0 defeat against title rivals, expected title rivals, Aylestone Park? 1-0 triumph against Hinckley, followed 1-0 scoreline away at Stepford side Shifnal on for a tough task against Histon, who have won 2 and drawn 2 from their opening 4 games in League and Cup. The two captains meeting in the centre circle. Chris Cox, the Coventry United legend, and Max York of Histon. Coventry City getting their campaign underway at the CBS Arena earlier this afternoon. They finished 0-0 against a team expected to struggle in the Championship, Hull City. So not the best of starts for Frank Lampard and his team. And no Ellis Elaine this afternoon. I hope you tuned in, Gaffer. And Rob Hennedy, the Coventry United assist, take over responsibilities this afternoon. Right, this is it, 3 o'clock. You know what happens when the clock ticks on to 3:00. It's the United Counties League Premier Division South. Coventry United kicking off from left to right. And Brady Middleton on the ball for Coventry United as the referee checks that no one's trying to sneak on a 12th man, or if anyone's been left in the changing rooms. Here we go, Coventry United getting us underway. Hooked down to the left-hand side by Charlie Shaw, straight out for a throw-in. And Guy Motley will take the throw for Histon. Along it goes towards Fisher. Another on by Steph Morley of Coventry United. Back with Cox, thumps it upfield. Defender sees it coming all the way on the edge of his own penalty area, headed clear. Middleton collects for Coventry United. Shaw. Options right and finds one in Cameron Dunn. Looking to get Coventry United on the front foot immediately and gets the first effort of the game off his boots. Just a minute in. Bounces harmlessly wide of Jake West's net. For all you goalkeeping kit connoisseurs out there, we see it's a lime green colour for Jake West this afternoon, and Coventry United's Dan Moore in bright yellow. It's like lemon and lime in Cambridgeshire. That's over the head of Scotty Hammond, volleyed on by Dunn. Nothing up rather than out by the Histon midfielder. Awkward bounce over the head of Cameron Dunn. Ritson to Shaw, headed back where it came from by Charlie Black. Getting a head test going on in the early stages. Here's Brady Middleton, space out wide for Valance. Clips it left, didn't quite have the power behind it, but Valance has got there. And Middleton down the left-hand side for Coventry. Overlap run being made by Ben Valance. Valance getting the winning goal on Saturday and looking for a similar effort from a similar position. Although I think we're pretty certain that goal on Saturday was meant to the cross, and that cross flies over the stand. Already seen a couple of balls fly over the opposite end during Histon's training, and any manager or chairman knows these balls are like gold dust. You only get so many at the start of the season. Jake West off the deck. Neat control in the centre circle by Fisher. Stabbed wide by Tom Binder and straight out, 5 yards in. Of course, keep you up to date with what's going on around the grounds in the United Counties League Premier Division South. We want to extend our best wishes to G&G Oadby, however, on their tragic weekend for them. As United looking to slip it into the penalty area. Oadby's match against Daventry postponed due to the sad passing of their club secretary, Harry Singh Dayal, who passed away this week. So our serious condolences and best wishes to all. And with Tockley. Binder going for glory, tipped around the post by Moore. Low and hard from the Histon number 10. And the corner kick to be taken by Danny Setchell. Free staying back in Tockley, Motley and Black. Everyone else in and around that penalty area to try and get Histon in front. Towards that far post. Safri is edged out by Cameron Dunn, and a little love shove from behind results in a free kick. Hammond took off his balance but remained on his feet. Too much for the referee's liking. And United playing it safe and playing it around the back. Looking to clip it over the head of Tockley, who managed to get his head to it, but not within the confines of the park. Throw in 5 yards down from the halfway bounce. Back to the throw-in taker, Steph Morley. Charlie Shaw. Morley gets it back from Cox. Floats one towards Ryan Harkin. There were already offside calls, but he didn't get on the end of that ball. Here's Tom Binder. Ambitious ball towards Bogdan. Nearly found it off the hip, I believe, of James Ritson. Through ball by Dunn. Here's Charlie Faulkner. Tries the deft cross, but doesn't beat the first man in Setchell. Here's York. Closed down by Ryan Harkin. He got something to it, but still finds the number 4 in Luke Crisp. And don't worry, I've got a bag full of crisp puns for later in the game. And there's the first one. Long ball from the back, headed out by Ben Valance with the pressure from Aidan Tockley. Motley wants options. Crisp. Tockley. And floats over the head of Fisher and into the grateful grasp of Moore. Ritson plays a 1-2 with Charlie Faulkner. Back with Moore. Charlie Shaw back with Dan Moore. A decisively defensive approach in this part of the match for Coventry United. James Ritson. Shaw, not the best of first touches, but keeps Crisp at bay. Middleton slides it towards Scott Hammond, but intercepted by Bulk. Dunn puts it into the away dugout for a throw into Histon. Black cannons off the chest of Fisher and allows Charlie Shaw to sprint through the centre circle, eventually caught up by Fisher. Valance receives from Charlie Faulkner. And through ball for Ryan Harkin. Ryan Harkin for Coventry United's opening goal of the game, just puts it behind. West sticking the palm out, and a corner will follow. Steph Morley prepares the corner kick. Towards Cox, it's opposite number 4, Crisp gets there first. Morley dummies his way into a crossing position and just bounces across the face of goal. Safri getting the call to leave it as he awaited the delivery at the far peg. And the first drinks break of the afternoon on a pretty warm day in Cambridgeshire. Well, it's going to be Eve set to hit England. Coventry set to miss the worst of it, with temperatures in the mid-20s expected. But here at Histon, a bit of hydration is certainly going to help. And players returning. Let's get the second half of the first half completed. So it's played back to West after that drinks break. If you're just joining us here on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe for exclusive commentaries, interviews and highlights throughout the season. It's still 0-0 between Coventry United and Histon after 23 minutes at Bridge Road. There goes the throw from Ritson. Headed on by Middleton. Folded to Harkin. Harkin caught on the slide by Carl Safri. Blasted into a sensitive area, I think we can call it, for Charlie Faulkner. Oh, you would laugh, but I think any of us who have played like raised against Ryan Harkin as he chested it towards Brady Middleton, Charlie Faulkner, but won't get the chance to drive on and try and put West under some real pressure. Here's York. Deft flick on with the head of Setchell, but cut out by Cameron Dunn. In the centre circle, avoids the challenge of Setchell, but the ball is stuck into the path of Motley, who wasn't expecting it, and it slips up the right boot for a throw to Coventry United, 15 yards into enemy territory. Valance. Middleton collects, surrounded by red and black. Valance first time. Fisher can't take the move forward. Stumbles into touch, and Coventry United have ball in hand at the back. And there have been a few goals in the United Counties League Premier Division South, which we'll update you on in a moment. Harkin and Valance, who was behind Middleton anyway, but it was cut out by Crisp. Faulkner battling hard to get it back from Binder. 1-2 between Valance and Shaw. And Shaw trying to float over the head of Safri, but Safri gets his bonce on it. And as far as Charlie Shaw, into no man's land with that ball towards the right-hand side. Middleton wins that aerial battle, and Cameron Dunn rolls it towards the net, and on his knees, Jake West gathers. Setchell, the anchor of that midfield five. Hammond. is Chris Cox for Coventry United. Looks right for Cameron Dunn. Won't reach him thanks to the head of Charlie Black. Whitson. Middleton heads it up and brings it down. Beats York for pace. Where will he go from here? Right side of the area. In towards Charlie Faulkner. And Faulkner skews it over the net at the near post. That gives us a chance to go through the latest scores in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Elston Park 0, Northampton ON Chelix 0, Bogbrook 0, Leicester Nirvana 0, Newport Pagnell 0, Hinckley AFC 1. A crucial goal that for Hinckley AFC if they're going to get their title challenge. Well, go feats in the opening 2 league games. Newport Pagnell and Hinckley, two sides who will want to be at the right end of the table come season's end. West away, headed away from Fisher by Cox. And Middleton trying to sneak in behind Safri, but Safri hooks it out on that far side. Shaw, and looks like Cameron Dunn, the offside flag is raised. Dunn forcing the save in the near post, then squaring it for Faulkner, who tapped it into the net long after the whistle blew. Brian Coyrellon has scored the goal for Hinckley, just to confirm. Elsewhere, Northampton Sulby Rangers 1, Moulton 1. And Nuneaton Town 0, March Town United 0. Nat Asu putting Moulton in front at Northampton, and the equaliser coming from Matteo Rinaldi. And a reminder, the game between Oadby and Daventry is postponed. We haven't got any updates on the games at Easington, Amesbury or Lutterworth. We will try and get you their scores at half-time. Black, stabbed away by Ritson. Charlie Faulkner. Here's Charlie Shaw. Dunn, evades capture from Black. Faulkner takes it on, but slid away by York. Bulk dips away from the challenge of Black. Hands on from the referee. Free kick Coventry United in front of the home dugout. .15 to go until half-time. It's still scoreless. Can Coventry United change that with Ritson's free kick? He launches it to the left-hand side of defence to Steph Morley. United building from the back here. It's a slow process, but usually a rewarding one in the end. His long ball headed away by Motley at right back for Histon. Mopped up by Cox at centre-back for the Red and Greens in their white and purple away kit. Cox wants options close. Middleton tried to knock it through, but denied by York, who's playing a slightly higher line at the moment. Great tackle by Chris Cox. Dances inside two Histon men. Cox playing a blinder as usual. Middleton and West is in trouble, but it was a backtrack into his area and playing the ball under mounting pressure from Ryan Harkin. At the other end, a Binder. Trickles towards Dan Moore, but he can save those in his sleep. Cameron Dunn. Here's James Ritson for Coventry United. Across the back line with Cox, the captain. Steph Morley. Great floating ball over to Cameron Dunn. Looks for the cross. Draws it towards Brady Middleton. Sets himself over the strike and curls it over. Lent back far too much, Brady Middleton. And a new match ball is going to be needed. And it's been a pretty barren afternoon in the championship so far. Only one goal in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. That coming at West Bromwich Albion from 1-0 up against Blackburn Rovers in the 15th minute. 0-0 elsewhere. Long ball from the and Cox caught in a Histon sandwich, but somehow finds his way out of it. The header across by Charlie Black, looking to find Fisher, who's a dab hand in striking. Cox doing the necessary. United looked for a route in from the left-hand side, but Ben Valance couldn't get to the ball before it's safely back with Jake West. Tockley. There's space on this near side for Danny Bulk. Nearly bounced onto the arm and getting down and dirty is James Ritson. Great stuff from the veteran centre-back. Middleton prizes the ball away from York and sending Valance through on the left-hand side. Will Valance get there? The two number twos going head-to-head. It's Motley who wins the battle but loses the war throw-in to Coventry United. Morley through the middle and Charlie Faulkner caught unawares. But United have managed to retain. Pirouettes around Setchell. Now Faulkner driving at the Histon defence. Two white shirts in the area, one behind and Charlie Shaw, but prodded out for a throw by Crisp. Morley and United again going from the back with Chris Cox in the centre circle. Middleton, shoulder to shoulder with York. Finds support in Cameron Dunn, but can't find Ritson behind. The ball towards Fisher. They haven't been able to give Fisher the desired service so far, Histon. And with 10 to go, it's still a blank score sheet. Middleton. Looked to thread it through for Cameron Dunn, but done a little too slow to get the run started. Cleared by Black. James Ritson thumps it to the left-hand side, and Ben Valance neatly controls and hits down line with Morley. Charlie Shaw. Cox. Behind to Dan Moore, who'll thump it upfield. A little too far, actually. It's gone out for the goal kick. They've gone here at Bridge Road. United returning to the Butts Park Arena for their final home game until the 27th of September. A run of 7 away. Actually, no, 8 are now, I believe it. 8 straight away matches for Coventry United. It was 7, now it's 8 due to the game against Abbey Holton being away from home in the FA Cup. That match taking place on Wednesday night, the 13th. For a 7:45 kickoff against Lutterworth. Surely handball there as it flicks up to the underarm of Charlie Shaw. Indeed it is. The referee blows the whistle. And Rob Hennedy protests his player's innocence, but I don't think. And the free kick to come in from the ever-experienced Danny Setchell. Setchell in, carrying header clear by Cox. Middleton. Ben Valance and Harking trying to beat Motley for pace, where he didn't get the ball, but he has got the throw. Straight at our photographer there from Kai Motley. Good job it wasn't any more powerful. Middleton shields from Crisp. Hammond. Middleton and find Ritson, acres of space. He's got the freedom of Histon here. Dunn. Lovely give and go with Middleton. Cameron Dunn lowered into the area, slid clear. Safri keeping Histon's clean sheet intact. And as Histon looked to embark down the left-hand side, James Ritson there to cover it off. It's throwing to come from Black towards Binder. Cushion ball, but no one home for Bulk. Charlie Shaw, the interception. Faulkner lets it run past Black on a one-man mission down the right-hand side. Charlie Faulkner looks for options. It's tipped over the near post. Quick thinking indeed from Jake West. It wouldn't be the first time United have scored from across this season. And they'll get a second crack at it with the corner. Shaw offering the short routine. Dunn's got to go long towards that far post, and James Ritson beaten mid-air by a man with a similar hairstyle, or lack of, in Safri. Valance. It's deflected and bounces in. Bulk beats Hammond to the ball, knocks it on, and a great slide by Scotty Hammond into the substitutes warming up. Quickly taken throw from Bulk. Marley Fisher. He's been starved of opportunities. This could be his chance, and deflected behind off the back of James Ritson. And now Dan Moore sets his defensive unit up. One from Setchell, too deep. Safri just able to keep within the confines of the park, and a high challenge from Chris Cox. United appealing that he got the ball, but it was a crunching lunge from the United skipper. And he could be the first recipient of the referee's card. And it is a yellow card. Assistant on this near side offering his opinion to the United coaching staff. Towering number 4 at United, preventing disaster. Faulkner under pressure. Finds Morley, who launches off field and knocked down by Ryan Harkin. Just kept the right side of that white line by Middleton, and through for Ryan Harkin. Keeper comes out and smothers it. Right, he's going to be walking a tightrope in this second half. A wry smile from Cox, who knows that he's quickly running out of chances. It didn't scream free kick. It was physical, certainly, from Chris Cox, but we've seen worse. Highlights of this game will be available hopefully tonight on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel, so subscribe if you haven't already. We'll also be talking to assistant manager roll time whistle. We'll see if we can't nab a player as well. Setchell tells Danny Bog, don't worry, I've got this. First it's towards Moore and headed over. Safri flying in and just beating Moore in that aerial duel, but couldn't keep the effort down. Last minute of the original 45. Hopefully we'll be assisted in knowing how much added time there will be. Coventry United usually do at the Butts Park Arena, but of course every club's different. The added time announcement. Some do it, some don't. Middleton, down line to Steph Morley. More under pressure from Fisher and caught by the striker. And the referee obviously didn't see the incident, otherwise he would have blown the whistle, but United continue with Cameron Dunn. Rounds Charlie Black. And in towards Ryan Harkin, a prone defender making the block. It was Safri on the deck. And harmlessly out for a throw on this near side. Dan Moore dusts himself off. And if anything, the referee not blowing the whistle actually helped Coventry United there, although there was no advantage flagged. Shaw with the run-up, looking for a Rory Delap special here. It's headed out of the box by York, but swiftly brought back to Coventry by Middleton. Second delivery swept away by Crisp. We are now into added time. We haven't been informed how long. I would assume no more than 2 minutes. Faulkner whipped in from the right. Ritson stayed up. It's over Ritson. And Tockley sensed the presence of Valance behind him and just flicks it out for a throw. If in doubt, get it out. Defending 101. And Valance looking for a white shirt, and the R4 avoids the challenge. And Middleton in, chest control by York. Going to float up towards Fisher, but easy pickings for Hammond. Shaw looks right. And finds Dunn with style. Switches the play over towards Ben Valance. Can he keep within the confines of the park? He loses his footing. But somehow is still able to find Steph Morley down line. Callan's off the head of Motley. Take 3 for Coventry United, and that one doesn't work either. Fisher. And Charlie Shaw taking Fisher's eyes off the ball and allowing his namesake Charlie Faulkner to sneak in and snatch it. Morley, brought down by Faulkner, holding off the attentions of Danny Setchell for now, and gets to the corner. Setchell in with a challenge from behind. And after 2 added minutes, this could be the final action of a first half which has lacked goals but has not lacked intrigue. It is Cameron Dunn, and plucked out of the air by Jake West. Kept in by Motley, and, well, not kept in for long anyway. Sent onto the gantry on the far side, housing the Histon VO. As the stewards go to collect the ball, which has ended up on the far corner of Moore's net. The referee indicating that we don't need another match ball. But the first half will go on a little bit longer as we attempt to play the allotted additional time. Steph Morley with the throw. Harkin. Can't find a white shirt, or can he? Yes, he can. Brady Middleton's got there. He's shrugged off the ball by Max York. Shaw trying to keep it alive for Coventry United. Charlie Shaw has got it back. Charlie Shaw setting up for the strike, perhaps. Bounces off the chest. Ryan Harkin in for the seconds, diving onto it the second time of asking. The Histon goalkeeper keeps it 0-0 just before the break. And at the other end, Chris Cox has to mop it up at the back of the pressure. And the referee's given a foul in favour of Chris Cox this time. Ball leaning into the back of the captain. You had to pause, about to shout, come on you Reds, and realising we're the team in whites today. Always the troublemakers, this lot. And that will bring the first half to a close. It ends at 0-0 after 45 minutes, but it's the second half. Surely we're going to see that net bulge, but for who? That is the question, and we will answer that question in around 15 minutes' time. We're going off air now for 10 minutes here at the CUTV YouTube channel, so stay tuned for the second half. Half-time score in the United Counties League Premier Division South, Histon 0, Coventry United 0. There, Fisher is waved back on by the official, who's may well have to answer some questions from Rob Hennedy after this game. Cameron Dunn receives from Charlie Faulkner. Can United triumph over adversity here? The cross flies over Harkin and collected by Motley on this near side. Tracked by Middleton. Hammond can only play it off Tom Binder. Adamarco is ready, as is Sanderson. A double substitution coming for Coventry United. For now, Charlie Faulkner playing on the right of a United back four. Morley in the centre with Chris Cox. Middleton avoided one challenge, not the second, but Hammond is first to collect the loose ball, and Middleton forces the throw. Safri had to get it out and allow his teammates to track back. He's done well there as Safri, but Middleton will be happy with his exploits there. Former United manager Terry Anderson, now the general manager of Coventry United, watches on from behind West net. Morley urged to think about it, to take his time. Floated in and blasted towards the net by Cameron Dunn, stung the gloves of West. A pile driver from the United winger, but not enough to break the deadlock. And West furious that his teammates allowed Dunn to have a crack. It could well have cracked the wrists of the goalkeeper, it was that powerful. And Bulk gathered safely by the stand-in number one, James Ritson. And Riley DeVoyle actually is going to come on. I think Sanderson's been stood down. Ball over the United attack and straight to West. Crisp. Ritson rolls out to Chris Cox, and if you're just joining us and you're thinking, why is Ritson allowed to use his hands? He's in goal at the moment after a red card for Dan Moore. Middleton. Valance takes it on, and Ryan Harkin, it was a great opportunity for Harkin. It slipped off the boot, but the flag's up anyway. And United wanted to make that substitution, that double change there, but Histon side so quickly, the referee didn't have the chance to wave the players on. Pressure at the back for Bulk, who's shoved into the corner flag. Great strength on show from Chris Cox, who of course is having to be careful himself after receiving a yellow card in the first half. Harkin is onside this time and plays a cross for Middleton. It's not to his feet like he wanted and rolls out on this near side. And Coventry United withdrawing Scott Hammond. A like-for-like change. We'll see Riley DeVoyle take over in central midfield. DeVoyle missing the first 2 games of the season. And now starting to marshal his way back into the fold. And the second change sees Brady Middleton replaced. And we didn't see the substitutes board there. Oh, there we go. It's number 7 for number 15 for Histon. So that is Aidan Tockley, replaced by Jake Holman. And you can bet your bottom dollar Histon are going to be going for this. They've got 25 minutes to go. United not only have 1 player less, but the remaining 10 are going to have to work even harder to cover the patch of grass that Ritson would have been taking at the back. So we're no strangers to late drama here at Histon. Well, that's why you bring a crash out to a game like this, as Adamarco smacks it into the head of one of the Histon supporters just in front of us. Best header I've seen all day. Thankfully we're getting the thumbs up that he's okay as well. That's great to see. And York straight into the hands of Ritson there. Now, Ritson, I've seen James Ritson play in goal for Albany FC before on a Sunday, and you know what? He actually is a pretty competent goalkeeper. Cox. Morley. Voyle tries to flick it on, and even on the ground is able to keep Binder at bay. Shaw, now Valance. And it was too central for Adamarco, but Cameron Dunn is there to keep it alive for United. Harkin held back and thumped away by Motley. Morley wrestling with Fisher. His clearance only as far as Crisp. On the edge of the area, here's Morley, Valance. Pirouettes away from Crisp, Ben Valance. Had a strong performance so far. It's over the head of Motley, and Safri's got to be careful here with Harkin breathing down his neck, but he's evaded a catcher, and it's back with West. Here's York. Straight down the centre of the park for York. Cox judges the bounce and thought about sending it back to Ritson, but pirouettes away from Bulk. Faulkner. So he's going to be filling in it right back for the rest of this game. Devoyle, can he pick out Adamarco on the left-hand side? Adamarco, can he judge the bounce? Oh, that's brilliant control by Adamarco. In for Ryan Harkin, it's Harkin, flushes it across. Close range. But the United marksman couldn't hit the target and give United an unlikely lead. Adamarco stamping his card early. Devoyle with the interception. And now Charlie Shaw could be through. It's Charlie Shaw going all the way. Takes it past the goalkeeper. West has got to steady himself. Harkin! Can't get the power behind. Two chances within 30. A chance of circumstance, a chance that Histon invited all on their own. Charlie Shaw picking it up in the midfield. Dragging West into the battle lines, into the trenches. But Harkin couldn't convert. Floated it from the back and just bounces away from Bulk. And still, even with this numerical disadvantage, Coventry United looked the more likely team to score. Faulkner. Headed back where it came from by Crisp. Saf curls out on that far side, and now we're seeing Abdul Samonu going for a warm-up. He's been struggling with a knee problem in the last couple of games after leaving the field at half-time against his old club Elston Park on the opening day of the season. Thrown on the halfway line, taken by Charlie Black. Here's Danny Setchell. Guy Motley, now it's with Safri. Crisp. And it's a crisp switch of the play. Black. And across it towards Bulk, it's over. Back out with Crisp. Poor ball by Setchell. Adamarco racing up from the back, and Safri getting the call now. Be careful, there's a torpedo right behind you. And Adamarco trying to force him into the corner here. Great pressing from the young winger. And as Safri plays it along the touchline, Devoyle ensures it won't reach York, and out it goes for a throw. Binder, high flick. Nodded across his own back line by Chris Cox, and volleyed away by Valance. Little tap on the back by Holman, but Valance strides away. Looks for Adamarco, but sent flying by Safri. Cox volleys it, looking for Bayline, but the referee, as it goes out for a throw, is going to blow for the second drinks break. Well, what a game this has. Sincerely hope it doesn't end 0-0. Well, let's have a look through the latest scores in the United Counties League Premier Division South. Elston Park have equalised in their game against Northampton ON Chenix. It's 1-1. Bugbrook and Leicester Nirvana still scoreless. Newport Pagnell 0, Hinckley AFC 2. That could be a big victory for Joe Keneally's men. Northampton Selby Rangers were drawing 1-1 as we started the second half. They're now 4-1 down at home to Moulton. And Nuneaton Town have turned it on its head at the Oval. They now lead 2-1 at home to March Town United. And if you didn't see the Coventry Building Society Arena earlier this afternoon, the opening game of the Championship season for Coventry City ended scoreless as they drew 0-0 at home to Hull City. In the 3 o'clock kickoffs, Middlesbrough have Millwall, Portsmouth lead 1-0 at Oxford. It's 1-1 between QPR and Preston. Derby 1-0 up at Coventry's former manager Mark Robbins' new team. Stoke have just equalised through Lewis Baker. It's 1-1 there at the Bet 365, and West Brom still 1-0 up at home to Blackburn. The throws to Crisp. Still. We have York. Now Black. Back to Setchell. Histon looking for some inspiration here, and they're not going to find it through Holman. Couldn't control with Valence looking to get stuck in. Maybe took his eye off the ball. Valence's throw and has found Ryan Harkin, nods it beyond the Histon back line, and Dunn urged to drive on, but Black calmly sees it back to Jake West between the sticks. He's been called out a couple of times in the Histon goal, but has not yet been punished. Are we set for another 1-0? It hasn't been a match this season, this being the 4th. And can Devore put Coventry United on the score sheet here? And Devore the deflection, wrong foot, West! It was on target, it'll go down as a Raleigh Devore goal! And surprise, surprise, it's 1-0. And Coventry United, with 10 men, have the advantage with 15 to go. The substitute gets in on the action. It wasn't the most powerful of strikes in the world. And you have to think, without the deflection, West would have had it covered. But the nick on from the Histon defender, taking it away from Jake West in the Histon net. And Coventry, against the adversity they are facing this second half, now lead. Question is, can they keep this advantage, a slender 1-0 advantage? Are we set for a 4th straight 1-0? A 3rd straight 1-0 in favour of Coventry United. Histon have the numerical advantage, and they're going to have to try and make it work here. And Setchell, well, that one was closer to the corner flag than it was the net. You've got to expect a lot better from a player of Setchell's calibre. It appears that Josh O'Grady is going to be the next chess piece to United bench. And Harkins found himself the wrong side of the Histon back line. The ball bounces over towards the right-hand side, but you have the chance to double their advantage here. It's done! 2 hands to it, West. Strong save. On the near side is Adamarco. Valence back in. Doesn't beat Holman at the near post. Shaw. Adamarco, United are not done here. Adamarco with a cross, pulls it back, diverted clear by Safri, and poked on by Holman. United urged to hold fire and just calm things down. They have the advantage, but a 2-0 lead would be like gold dust to Rob Kennedy and his men. Valence, looking to time the ball right for Adamarco. And here is Adamarco, away from Safri. Cushions it to Steph Morley just kept in by Vance, was it? No, the wrong side of the line. Looked like part of the ball was just on the white stuff, but the linesman was in line with it, as the name suggests. Shaw flies in, doesn't make contact with his opposite number 8 or the ball. Here's Marley Fisher. And Binder passing to the invisible man there. He had assumed the run had been made by Charlie Black, but as they say, if you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Referee indicates Coventry United. Let's keep this game rolling. Let's keep this ball moving. Morley. Adamarco sees it coming all the way. Lets it bounce. Devoyle making his way through the centre, but Adamarco still going and forces the corner. Poked out by Guy Motley. And United looking good for their lead. United in no rush, 12 to go. Devoyle looks a little safer, punch away at the far post by West, and a throw in on the opposite side. And here comes the Coventry United change. Cameron Dunn will be replaced. And a safe pair of United's all-time top goal scorer, Josh O'Grady. Will he extend his record this afternoon? Looks like Devoyle is going to move a little wider. But now the name of the game for Coventry is consolidation. They have something to protect. The throw is to Ryan Harkin. Pulls back, couldn't find a... Cleared as far as O'Grady, and we know he can hit them long range. Thinking about it. Finds Adamarco. Urged to go alone. Adamarco is trickling towards the goalkeeper, but nothing that West can't handle. Holman, swap wings here, but the chest control invites United pressure. Devoyle, handball claims against Holman as it deflects off the left back, and the referee upholds the appeals. Coventry United with the free kick. Unfortunate for the young winger, and changes of foot for Histon. 3 of them, in fact. The only player number we can see is that of Jacob Dixon. Now, I've said this many a time, Josh O'Grady territory. The master of the set piece, a scorer of many a fine free kick. For old time's sake, Josh O'Grady with the free kick. It is O'Grady, not a million miles away. And here come the subs. Stevens, Lee and Dixon both coming on. Danny Bulk leaving the field, as is Danny Setchell. And Dawid Siek is the third man to enter the fray. I haven't seen who's coming off. It's Marley Fish. And Coventry are going to make their 4th change in a moment with Abdul Samonu set to make his bow. Well, I assume it's going to be Ryan Harkin leaving the field. They want someone big up front who's going to dominate the air. In fact, no, Fisher has stayed on. And here is Marley Fisher. Little hand in the back by Vance, not enough to take him off his stride. Dixon threads the needle. It's a stopper. Well, Dan Moore might have a job getting his shirt back. Eight to go. Whipped in from the right. Towering header by Cox. Holman back in. Fisher tried the volley. Didn't get the sweetest of connections. Out as far as Stevens-Lee. Fisher. Much deeper than he would have anticipated and has to go home to Jake West. Floated towards the danger zone again. Again, Cox is up there. DeVoyle as far as Alex Stevens-Lee. Motley. I can't go for Charlie Black was the third player who's left the field. He's just walking. Well, clearly the mission now is just get it out. Get it as far away from James Ritson as you can. Stevens-Lee. So youthful looking Histon side now in the closing stages with these substitutes. Valance with the clearance. Carl Saffrey. Guy Motley. Crisp. Stevens-Lee. Looks for Fisher. He's moved out to the right-hand side of almost looks like a front four at the moment. Battling with Ben Vance, and Vance on the deck with the ball trapped between his legs. Fisher throws it away, hits Steph Morley in the back. Fisher again. And blocked to the near post by the chest of Chris Cox. I certainly hope it's the chest anyway. We've already seen one low blow this afternoon. And Coventry United's next substitution is imminent. United want to make the change, but the referee, he's giving United permission, but now United's to backtrack. They don't usually make substitutions when they're defending set pieces. But it is going to be Ron Harkin leaving the field when someone who comes on. So if you want next week's, well, tonight's lottery numbers, then just give the commentator a call. Is going to be Stevens-Lee. It's deep. It's too deep. And Josh O'Grady marshalling Holman off the ball. Wily old head of O'Grady beating youth and exuberance of Holman. Harkin onto Shaw. DeVoyle takes it on. It was an awkward bounce for the United vice-captain. And he's got a throw-in out of it, hooked out by Jacob Dixon. Now Coventry will prepare their change. Sanderson remains on the bench. You have to believe he's going to be needed later on. And Abdul Rahman Sunmonu will replace Ryan Harkin in what we believe will be a straight swap up front. The towering presence of the former Elston Park man. Just what United need to launch it up to. Well, Harkin could have been on the score sheet at least twice this afternoon. He won't care a jot as long as Coventry hold on. And the final change for Histon will see Marley Fisher replaced by Joe Greenslade Cross. Another attacking alteration for Histon. They're running out of time and options. After a slight delay, the throw-in is taken to O'Grady. Faulkner in the corner. Dinks it over the defender. Here's Sunmonu. Well, I don't believe for a second that was a shot, but Adamarco certainly wasn't getting near that. And the throw by Saffrey is to West, and we have just 3 minutes of normal time to go. It's Histon 0, Coventry United 1. United have been down to 10 men for the last 25 minutes. Faulkner blasted against the number 10 there in Binder. And it's out in front of Chris Nunn's dugout. He's not going to be a happy nunny if Histon can't get something out of this game. York is up there as well for the aerial battle, but it's cleared by Morley. Adam Marco. Someone who's got to put Chris with the pressure here and forces Chris to head out. He didn't want to take the risk and head it to West. He wouldn't have been able to gather the ball, obviously. And United taking every exquisite second they can into the last 90 seconds of normal time. I have to imagine there's going to be at least 5 minutes of added time. There's been a lot of stoppages, especially with the red card. We'll still have some time in hand to try and prize the points away from their visitors. These are the games that United need to win if they're going to challenge for the championship this season. They've already lost one game. They can ill afford to drop more points in such a tight-knit group. They've got another throw. Greenslade cross, tapping it out in front of Ben Valance, and who will take another throw in. Simonu, who got the last touch. Well, it stayed in anyway, so it's irrelevant. Safri on the ball, skews it into the United dugout, or over the dugout actually, and towards the tunnel area. Well, that would have been frustrating if it landed on the cage in the tunnel, but thankfully for Histon, it has rolled. Management have helped the ball back into its rightful position with the throw-in for Valance. Simonu chests it down, just keeps it in, urged to take it into the corner. Safri trying to prize it away. Who got the last touch there? Is that a Coventry United ball? It didn't cross the line. It came off Stevens' Lee last, and it's blasted against Ben Valance for a throw-in to Histon. And added time is now over. There it is. The full 90 is gone. And we are now into added time. I see there's going to be at least 5 minutes. But again, we've not been informed. I'd like to think the Histon players want to know how long they've got to save this game. Shaw takes advantage of a heavy chest control from York. Tries the through ball to Adam Marco, blocked on the slide by Safri. Cushion header for Cross. It won't reach him, and Morley just barges him out of play. And the United supporters behind net, urging their boys on. Valance, it's over Simonu. Safri wins it. Holman can only swipe it to the feet of Charlie Faulkner. Devoyle in an unconventional wing roll towards Simonu. Motley didn't get the clearance of contacts on that attempted clearance into the stands, which actually works out well for Histon because they've got the ball in their own backyard. Crisp. Now York playing as a makeshift striker in the closing stages. We've had 1 minute of added time. Stevens Lee. Tad ambitious there for Joe. Greenslade cross, and far too ambitious in the end. Rolls Harmsley out for the goal kick, and still, you know what, I don't fancy acting as ball boy at this stage, so Ritson is going to trudge over and collect it right by the corner flag. Ritson looks for Adam Marco with the goal kick. Safri can only head as far as Faulkner, who stabs it into the ground. Charlie Faulkner, Adam Marco running down the left-hand side. It's Adam Marco to win it for Coventry United. And Safri just able to edge him away from the goalkeeper, but Chris actually took it off. The Histon #1, and now O'Grady looking to keep United going. And he's going straight for the corner. Battling with Stephen Buck has beaten the old stag. Dixon, the match winner on Tuesday night. Can he prove pivotal again? Holman. Faulkner in with a challenge and brings it back to the team in white and purple. Shaw switches the play over to Adam Marco. Swipes it away from Safri. He's got a little pocket of space to work with. Now takes on Safri. Avoids the slide. And Devoyle, it's been caught for the through ball to Devoyle, but Adam Marco was caught on the heel by Carl Safri, and United have a free kick. 3 minutes of added time have gone. There can't be long left now. We haven't got any indication of how long was given. Our assumption was 5 minutes. O'Grady plays it short, and someone who's not interested in scoring, he's heading straight for the corner. Adamarco, back to Simonu. And the offside flag raised against Simonu, and Safri and Simonu getting a little too acquainted. Chris playing peacemaker, but Safri not willing to let it go, and a deserved yellow card there for the number 6. And that brings us to the end of the 4th minute of added time. West given his marching orders by the referee. Waiting for the whistle to sound and waiting to start one last chance. It's with Crisp. Back to West. Float it towards the United danger zone, headed away by Cox, who's not put a foot wrong today. Binder. Out with Motley. Crisp. In the centre circle, finds Motley again. Histon lacking that little sense of urgency here. Safri launches one towards the penalty area. Struggling to bring it down and get the effort away. United standing firm at the back, and Cross is going to have to go to get there, and he's a pace behind it. United have the throw, and surely that's it. 5 minutes have gone in added time, and United closing in on a victory which will really improve the feel-good factor around the club. Dan Moore's red card early in the second half hasn't derailed Coventry United. Towards York. Holman nods it down. O'Grady clears. Play continues. The United fans last time. It stays silent for now. West. One more drive into the area. York chests it down. Charlie Shaw gets it away. Adamarco keeps it in and races down the left-hand side. Takes it too close to Safri, and Safri's got it back. And it goes towards the danger zone again. Ritson on his line, waiting for a potential effort. But it won't come. Josh O'Grady into... How many games have Cox and O'Grady won together? They could be heading for one more. Morley. Headed on by Lee. Faulkner. We've had 6.5 minutes of added time. Binder. Histon not giving up the ghost. But the ball down the right-hand side to cross is cut out by Ben Valance, who's run himself ragged in this game. And United have got the win! The 10 men of Coventry United persevere. Unsurprisingly, it's a 1-0 scoreline, but Coventry United take another 3 points. And I dare say they won't have to work as hard for a match victory this season. What a game that was. It's hard on Histon to lose. It was a thrilling game of football. But Riley Devoyle's deflected strike sent Coventry United home happy. Final score here at Bridge Road. Histon 0, Coventry United 1. Well, we certainly need a rest after that one, but we've only got, 5 days until the next game. Wednesday night, the 13th, unlucky for some, hopefully not for Coventry United. They're hosting Lutterworth at the Butts Park Arena, 7:45 kickoff. And if you want to see the best bits from this game, hopefully we'll be getting them online tonight on the Coventry United TV YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you know when the video goes live. We'll be talking to stand-in manager today, Rob Hennedy, in a few